And good morning and welcome into the Tuesday morning viewpoint. For this Tuesday morning, October the 28th, 2025, I'm your host, Randy Williams, 334-875-1490 and 875-1492 are the numbers to call if you have comments or questions. And we are live on our YouTube channel. You can join us on the selmapostherald.com YouTube channel. And the quickest way to get there, if you haven't visited us on that website before, is to go to the Selma Post Herald Facebook page, and there is a link that is provided there, and it looks like we're a little crooked here. The camera angle is not quite what it should be. Okay. Every once in a while, my video skills get tested, huh? Let's see, where do we start? I tell you, it's crazy. These government shutdowns, they happen so often. It seems like every year uh, they wait until the last minute. They know, they've been knowing for months, that this was going to happen. And the threat of government shutdown has been discussed well over the summer. And sometimes I get the impression that it is the normal way of doing business in DC. And so that's what, I guess, as one of our callers pointed out yesterday, they're going to get paid regardless. During these shutdowns, the congressmen and senators still get paid. Now, Congress has done its job. They passed the bill and sent it up to the Senate. And in the Congress, they have the simple majority that they need to get something done when it comes to passing these bills. In the Senate, it takes 60 votes. Now, I believe Senator Warnock from Georgia has also joined Fetterman from Pennsylvania, the only two Democrats who have joined with the Republicans to open the government back up. But that still leaves, I think, 7 short. So they still need, 5 votes. They still need 3 votes, 3 Democrats to come over and vote for ending this shutdown. Now, the other thing that they talk about a lot, that we hear a lot about, is a continuing resolution and a clean bill. And basically what they're saying is that a clean bill is with no strings attached. In other words, what it appears to be is the Democrats are saying, well, we will pass the continuing resolution like we normally do if you do X, Y, and Z. So it's not, that makes it not be a clean bill. You're trying to negotiate and deal. You're stacking the deck. so what can I tell you? This is, but the Democrats are blaming the Republicans, saying that they won't sit down and talk. And the Republicans are saying, well, we can't talk until after the government is open. And so I guess as long as you're not being affected, as long as your paycheck is not being affected, there's no rush. There's no hurry. We can sit here and negotiate. Well, you heard the Democratic, if you were listening yesterday, I did play the piece from the Democratic the number 2 Democrat in the Senate or House that said, no, we know that families are going to suffer, but this is the only bargaining chip we have. It's the only leverage that we have, and we're going to use it. We're going to keep the government shut down until we get what we want. Now, they have options. There's some other options. They call it the nuclear option, where the Republicans could push through a resolution that allows a simple majority and not the 60 votes. But then once that's done, the president is set. And the next time the Democrats are in power, you know, they'll be able to push through whatever they want. So they're tending not to want to do that. And so we just have to wait it out and see what happens. In the meantime, I was surprised at the percentage of people in Alabama who are depending on SNAP funds. There's an estimated 15% of the total population in Alabama is going to be affected as of November 1st. More than 750,000 Alabamians, roughly 15% of the state's population, could soon face severe food insecurity as the federal SNAP, as it's known. SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Until when those funds are projected to run out, severe food insecurity could take place. Local food banks are already preparing for a significant increase in demand, anticipating a potential food crisis. I saw where also in Washington and D.C., federal workers are going to food banks. You know, Washington and New York are extremely expensive cities to live in. If you want to live decently, you know, you're really living to work, and so and that's why they make a lot of money now. They have some high paying salaries in DC, especially the government jobs, and so I would think that you would be able to save some money or put some money aside, and so that when something like this happens, it wouldn't be a problem or an issue. But that is not the case because the rent is so high, and all of the other basic necessities to survive are so high. The cost of living in Washington, D.C. and New York, those two cities, I single them out. Philadelphia and Baltimore are expensive too, and they have a pretty high cost of living, but nothing like New York and nothing like Washington. And so they're catching it too. Bringing it back home, Michael Coleman, CEO of the Heart of Alabama Food Bank, said that urgent preparations are underway. He says, we're doing everything we can to think ahead and to be proactive and to anticipate what may come. His organization currently serves over 260,000 people, with about half of them not receiving any SNAP support, highlighting an existing need exacerbated by economic pressure. So people already are having a tough time. And on that same note about already, they keep talking about the Obamacare. Well, as of last year, and the year before last, when the Democrats were in control, Obamacare was already getting expensive. Healthcare, it was already rising, even with the so-called benefits in place. So I don't know. Things that make me go, okay. Um, Mr. Coleman, the CEO of Heart of Alabama Food Bank, noted that many families are already struggling despite having two working individuals in the household. He says even with two individuals in a household working, they're still having trouble. A large part is due to inflation, but in demands and other increases in prices and needs in their family, he explained. The food bank had previously ramped up operations following earlier SNAP cuts, with benefits suspended on November 1st and federal workers facing potential pay disruptions. Coleman expects demand to spike rapidly. There's going to be undue stress on families and those who don't have savings to fall back on. So, with each passing day, the number of people in need is going to continue to increase, Coleman warned. In response to the looming crisis, Coleman is urging the community to provide support through donations of both money and canned goods to help the food bank keep up with the anticipated surge in orders. He also cautioned that if the federal shutdown extends past mid November, potentially impacting military pay, Alabama could experience a severe food shortage. The Heart of Alabama Food Bank affirmed its commitment to adjusting distribution plans as needed to address the evolving situation. For individuals or families in need of assistance, dial 211. 211 can help locate the closest food pantry. And as you know, we have several food pantries in Selma. One of them is going to be having a fundraiser and food drive this Friday, in fact. And so this will be a good time to make a donation, either with canned goods or with cash, because as of the first, these SNAP funds are all dried up. That's the word in the term that is being used by the USDA. Now, there have been some requests that they dig into some other funds that may be allegedly available, but the USDA says contingency funds are not legally available to cover regular benefits. The document that was released by the USDA says that money is reserved for such things as natural disasters and disaster areas. So their emergency money, this $5 billion, I think that I hear people referring to, can't be legally used. Everything has a process and a procedure, and there are funds that are earmarked to go in different places. I think that last month, this has been going on for some time. and they have already tapped into October. They tapped into money that was not there for SNAP. And so the USDA says, well, now the money's out. We run out. We're dry in terms of what they can do legally. And I think we all understand that the law moves slow sometimes. Any process can be slow, especially when you need it to move fast, or it seems that way, right? But that is, as they say, is the nature of the beast. Now, this Friday, I was talking about this food drive that is going to take place, and of course, this is the pantry located on Dale Chestnut Jr. Boulevard, and really, I guess, is on the corner of J.L. Chestnut and Mabry, I believe. Mabry is that intersection that I am thinking about. And this is the Christian Outreach Alliance Food Pantry. Stock the shelves, food, and fundraiser. Couldn't be at a better time this Friday from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. And usually, I'm pretty sure they have it set up to where you can just drive by and make a donation or drop your canned goods off. And I think there's going to be another opportunity also to make donations of food during the Central Alabama Fair on next week. And so we certainly want to encourage you to participate with that event. I think that is going to be, let's see, let me pull up the schedule for the Central Alabama Fair. And that's going to be Wednesday, November the 5th, Pioneer Electric Kids Day. School-age kids get in for $1 with a canned good donation. The gates open at 4 on Wednesday. And I'm going to go through all of the events with the Central Alabama Fair in just a few minutes. So we don't know. I don't know. These guys, they have the authority to end this government shutdown before Saturday. In Alabama, you're talking 750,000 people. But nationwide, I think the estimate is like 40 million people that are going to be affected by some people simply not being able to see eye to eye. A handful of folks affecting millions of people. And I guess this is supposed to be good government. We the people, government for the people. Oh, I love the children. I love the children. We want to give the children as many rights as we can, but we don't want to give them food. Things that make me go,
Recently voted Best Insurance Agency in the Summertime Journal Reader's Choice Awards. And a big round of applause for Lauren Adams, named Best Customer Service Representative. And for Chase Simpson, voted Best Insurance Agent.
We want to take a moment to say something very important. Thank you. Thank you to our loyal customers who continue to trust us with your insurance needs year after year. Your confidence means everything to us. I'm Owen Peak. At Peak Insurance, we're proud to be the only locally owned independent insurance agency in Dallas County. From helping you choose the right coverage to standing by your side if you ever have a claim. We represent many great insurance companies, but we work for you. We're also honored to be the exclusive representative of Auto Owners Insurance in Dallas County, along with many other top-rated carriers. So once again, from all of us here at Peak Insurance, thank you for your loyalty and thank you for your confidence. Stop by and see us at 1003 Broad Street in Selma. Call today or visit peakinsurance.com. Peak coverage, peak service, Peak Insurance.
We're gonna give you a chance to grab $1,000 cash during Dixie Country Night at the Selma Lions Club Central Alabama Fair. To find out how you can have a chance to win it, stay tuned.
1490 WHBB Viewpoint, you're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm looking for you. Trump and the Secretary of Treasury can give Argentina $40 billion why can't they give American people money to keep food stamps and all of that going?
Well, I don't know, where the money came from or what funds it came out of. I don't know if the government funds or private funds, just like the money that's being used for the White House ballroom. But, at the end of the day, it still falls on Congress. Right now, it falls on the Senate and those 60 votes.
The money came out of the United States Treasury to send to Argentina, $40 billion. Now, as president, he have stopped programs and took that money and did other things, this, that, and all other, which he was not allowed to do. But since he did that, those things he can go ahead on and take some money from somewhere else. Like,
well, now, as I understand it, October, that's what they did in October. And the USDA now said that money is now, that's done. They've already used emergency funds for the month of October because the government was shut down as of October 1st. So no, you know what? For me, at the end of the day, if everybody just did their job, there wouldn't be a problem. And as far as Argentina is concerned, I would imagine, I don't know for sure, but I think it probably makes good sense not to have a country in our backyard, in our hemisphere, getting ready to go bankrupt. That could possibly present another security threat to our nation. When have people stopped thinking about security?
don't go back here. Now, Argentina has nothing to do with the United States. This man is giving those people $40 billion.
I don't know that. I don't know what the landscape is, but I'm sure that they had a good reason for helping Argentina. It's over my pay grade. It's over my head.
If I can speak, please. They're giving $40 billion. China's not buying our soybeans. They haven't bought a drop this year. But Argentina has doubled their sale to China. That means the soybean that's supposed to be coming from this country, Argentina is selling it to China. Now, why we should give them money?
Look, it's all politics and all BS. And we'll find out when the two presidents, when China and the United States, when President Trump and President Xi sit down and complete the deal, then I'll be able to make an informed comment about that. I don't believe in ignorance. That's the first thing. I don't like to be ignorant. I like to make an informed decision.
I'm not sure doing right now. You're being ignorant.
What do you so yeah, you from your way of thinking is ignorant to not know everything. You, as far as you're concerned, if I act like I know what I'm talking about, that's not being ignorant. That's just the opposite. I don't know which universe you're in, but that's not the one I operate in.
And is undercutting the American farmer for another country. And you should have just said, well, maybe you have a good reason. That's ignorant.
Okay, well, you're entitled to your opinion.
Do you even look at the news and see all of these farmers on TV, they're upset, the bee farmers, the soy farmers, the crop?
it depends on which network you watch.
Oh, all of them.
No. One, that's not the same message is not coming out of each network. And that's become obvious. And that's why myself, along with the majority of Americans, no longer trust legacy media.
Let me ask you a question about, has China bought a soybean from the U.S.?
Yeah, but we all know what China is doing. Anybody with common sense knows what China is doing.
You know what China is doing? You know what swept all them jets?
China is positioning itself. No, not only is China not buying soybeans, but they've also said they're not going to even sell natural minerals to the United States. They're at war, man. China is at war economically with the United States. As simple as that.
Trump started a war about.
No. You're way off base. You're way off base. And I have to say that because I don't want people to be misled by misinformation. Anyway, gotta let you make your last comment. Gotta take this break.
So you're telling me that Donald Trump didn't slap 145 carriers on China?
I didn't say that. I said China is at war.
Legal people, you.
President Trump did what he had to do.
You're the one should have got put out this for separation. You should have been propaganda and stuff and all that. That's why I called you. I want the people to know the truth. What started all this, man?
Didn't you hear Fetterman yesterday, the Democratic senator, say he's telling the truth? And when he tells the truth, they'll ostracize him now. That's your kind of thinking too. Thank you for calling. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Let's take this break, and I'll be back with more right after these messages.
We're with Barry Parker at Reliable Chevrolet and GMC. Now, Barry, some folks have said they ain't but 2 seasons, football season and hunting season.
And we're right in the middle of football season. So come on down, folks. If you're getting ready to head out to a high school game or a college game, or maybe even a NFL game, we've got to rise for you from something in good gas mileage all the way up to the big Tahoes and Yukons and Suburbans and Yukon XLs. Or you might want to go in a pickup truck. We got you covered there too. So whatever you're looking for when it comes to traveling, we can fix you up in a brand new Chevrolet or GMC here on the lot, ready to go, ready for you to come in and pick out the one that you want to drive today.
And of course, you're not going to let anybody beat the deal that's offered here at Reliable. We've got the computer, and we'll put in all the information, and it'll spit out the best possibilities for you.
That's right, George. We're not going to sit here and talk about you saving tens and 20 thousands of dollars. We're going to say, hey, come in, sit down with us, pick out the unit that you want. We're going to put your zip code in and the unit that you choose, and we're going to let your computer show you all the different choices that you have in saving money right here at Reliable Chevrolet GMC.
And don't forget about the great selection of pre-owned automobiles. A great selection of makes and models and price ranges for you to come by and take a look at today.
All service and ready to go. We can do the financing for you, set up with all the major banks and credit unions, and of course, GM Financial. We can handle it all. As I say all the time, we're a one-stop shop.
Reliable Chevrolet and GMC,
14th Lawrence Street, downtown Selma. Phone number 872-2337, or check us out on our website at reliablegmc.com.
Congratulations to Peak Insurance, recently voted Best Insurance Agency in the Summertime Journal Reader's Choice Awards. And a big round of applause for Lauren Adams, named Best Customer Service Representative. And for Joe Simpson, voted Best Insurance Agent.
We want to take a moment to say something very important. Thank you. Thank you to our loyal customers who continue to trust us with your insurance needs year after year. Your confidence means everything to us. I'm Owen Peak. At Peak Insurance, we're proud to be the only locally owned independent insurance agency in Dallas County. From helping you choose the right coverage to standing by your side if you ever have a claim. We represent many great insurance companies, but we work for you. We're also honored to be the exclusive representative of Auto Owners Insurance in Dallas County, along with many other top-rated carriers. So once again, from all of us here at Peak Insurance, thank you for your loyalty and thank you for your confidence. Stop by and see us at 1003 Broad Street in Selma. Call today or visit peakinsurance.com. Peak coverage, peak service, Peak Insurance.
Gray's on Broad has GE and Hot Point Appliances on the floor ready for you to come see. There's mattresses by Sealy, Ashley, and Capital. Gorgeous furniture for every room in your home, too. Living room, dining room, and some one-of-a-kind pieces. Gray's Furniture on Broad has been serving this area in the same location for over 60 years. Miss Margaret and Miss Lisa would be delighted for you to stop by. Open 9:30 to 5 Monday through Friday, 10 to 3 on Saturday. Gray's on Broad. Furniture so nice to come home to. We're gonna give you a chance to grab $1,000 cash during Dixie Country Night at the Selma Lions Club Central Alabama Fair. To find out how you can have a chance to win it, stay tuned.
1490 WHBB. You know, I am very mindful of the fact that everyone is not prepared for power. I remember there was a book, I think the title of the book was Groomed for Power, knowing when and how to make the correct decisions for the best interests of all is not an easy task. And the other thing, before we go back to the phone line, you know, I over the weekend, I was just studying a lot of different narratives. And then it dawned on me. I said, wait, hold on. You know, because the question keeps coming up about these, about the Voting Rights Act of 1965. At the end of the day, it's not about gerrymandering. No, local politics to me is more important. Being able to determine who your mayor is and who your probate judge is and who your city council person is and who your county commissioner is and who your state representative and state senators are. That's the point. The narrative that they're pushing in mainstream media and legacy media is about the control of Congress. Which party has the most seats in Congress and has the most seats in the Senate? And yes, they will be making some, we see what they're doing now. The government shut down. They're not doing their job, you know. And so just imagine if we didn't have a voice in local, all politics is local, is the statement. Viewpoint, you're on the air.
Good morning, man.
Yes, sir. How are you this morning? I'm okay. I'm all right. Glad we got this heat. I'm glad the heat is gone. The humidity is gone, but now it's getting cool.
I can take things around the heck up to a point. Man, about this government shutdown. You know about who's going to be shut down?
Who's that?
These politicians.
It would end quick if their paychecks were affected. We wouldn't be having a shutdown.
Exactly. I mean, why should the dang on good employees roll out a dang on paycheck and the dang on politicians don't get a paycheck? The one that should be getting a dang on paycheck is the dang on politicians. They're going to screw everything up. The reason why I should do that is screw things up, but they can still get paid for. Everybody else, but gets a share. That don't seem right. I don't know about anybody else about it, but that right there, but it stinks the hell out of everybody in my book.
Mm.
And then you hear all these ignorant Democrat politicians out there about sob story there, sob story there. What they do, they take him out of here, beat the hell out of him. Then out of here, tell somebody go tell a sad story. You know why they wouldn't? Because nobody pay attention. The only people that you see out there on dang on TV that reading here about this dang on crap is they hate politics and can folks. But even then, I had to get paid for it. You remember that day, that crazy woman down there here when Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump they had the president and she lost. Remember that crazy white woman out here up there about her whining and crying and howling at the damn man?
About the fair tickets today.
It was a Democrat politician's daughter. So yeah, really show some power there. These people behave so damn ignorant that anybody is unbelievable. And you know, reading about how why these days aliens behave not landing? Oh, hell no. I got to put up with this here? No. I don't blame them. I wouldn't land on this damn planet either. I got to put up with all that mess. What do you think?
I think I think you're right. I mean, these guys, they need to, if they just do their job, that would political maturity at the end of the day. All these guys, they're acting like children. They're acting like children. They're not being mature, and there's nothing that we can do. Well, we can. Well, on a national level, it's hard to get to those guys nationally, but we can control what happens locally. And then we see it that they do it every year. They shut the government down every year. It seemed like same was this time was going a little longer. They want to dig it in a little, dig it in a little deeper because they didn't win the election. That's how I read that as being, look, this is, election blues. And so and as they have said, the Democrats have admitted it, that this shutdown is the only leverage they think they have in order to get anything done the way they want to have it done. Never mind what the American people want.
Remember, these dang politicians say they don't make enough money back here to live off of. No, they don't. Actually, they don't. But they're still enough to live a damn lifetime. And a politician is not going to do a dang honest day's work. Now, he's about to hook up that and he's thinking about how in the world about can I steal enough money by the right now off on. What do you think all these dang on even the war over in Ukraine? You think all that money by going to buy their arms and stuff? And that's what they're giving now. It's a kickback. Every dang on Democrat politician that gets a kickback. As long as they support the war and everything, what Joe Biden did and all the rest of them crooks, they get a kickback. Now, I tell you, buddy, I think if I get one day going to kickback check back off of that day, that'd be a lifetime. I mean, I can live high off the highs. I'm here to tell you. You could too. Hey, regulate this about here, start your own dang on radio station again. And make it work for 2 years. These people behave this ignorant. They yak and yak and yak, but they don't know what the hell they're yakking about. Now, about here, figure out about here how to get away with bad paying tax like these politicians do. Don't you think I would do it? I mean, they do it to me, why can't we do it to them? I heard somebody else talk, Randy.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for calling. 875-1490 and 1492 are the numbers to call if you have comments or questions. Oh, it looks like I've got some tickets to give away to the Central Alabama Fair, but not just one ticket. I've got a family pack, 4 tickets to the next caller at 875-1490. The next caller at 875-1490 will rip me off for a 4-pack of tickets to the Central Alabama Fair. Viewpoint, you're on the air.
Yes, I'd like to win those tickets, please.
Well, you just did. Hold on. I got to get your name. Tell you what I'm going to do. Let me do this real quick. In this way, I've got a computer sitting in front of me worrying about what do I have to write with. I don't need a pen. I've got a computer. I have to remember that, So let's do this. As soon as it decides it wants to cooperate, it's listening to what I'm saying, and so when it starts slowing down, all right. Okay, it's moving real slow, but that's okay. Now, what is your name, please?
Jackie Coleman.
Nancy Coleman?
No, Jackie.
Jackie. Oh, Jackie Coleman. Right. Okay. Yeah. All right, Jackie. Congratulations. You just ripped me off for 4 tickets to the Central Alabama Fair. All you have to do is come by the WHBB studios and bring some identification with you to prove who you are.
Okay.
And that's all you have to do. And you got 4 tickets to the Central Alabama Fair.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we're going to take this break, and I'll be back with more after these messages.
In today's world, repairing your vehicle to showroom condition demands cutting-edge technology. That's what you get at the all-new George's Paint and Body Shop in Selma. After tornado damage total reconstruction, George's has the latest advanced technology, especially designed for today's multi-tech vehicles. The Bosch calibration system restores safety features like lane departure and collision sensors. The 2 new Chief frame machines and computer laser measuring system delivers pinpoint accuracy down to the millimeter. And the 2 new downdraft paint booth units provide perfect quality refinishing. And with the reconstruction comes a much larger facility designed for an increased capacity and quicker turnaround times. George's deals directly with your insurance company, but they work for you. Call to schedule your estimate and repairs today. See the pros, Eric and Scooter Hagen at George's Paint and Body Shop, 1215 J.L. Chestnut Jr. Boulevard, or call 334-872-1441. The all-new George's Paint and Body Shop has reopened in Selma. By George.
Is your business protected against cyber attacks, viruses, malware, or ransomware? How much would it cost for your business to be shut down for a couple of days if one of these attacks were to happen and you lost all of your customer and billing data? One of the worst cyber attacks right now is ransomware, which literally holds all of your files for a large ransom. And these attackers are wanting big money to unlock your files, from $5,000 to $10,000 and much more. These ransoms also have to be paid by Bitcoin, which is a cryptocurrency, a very difficult task in and of itself. If you're not prepared, you could be looking at several days of lost time and wages, along with the frustration for yourself, your employees, and your customers. With the right plan in place, the risk of your business experiencing such an attack can be greatly minimized by protecting your network, computers, and servers, along with a comprehensive backup plan. Computer and Data Network Services has the tools and the experience to custom tailor a solution that best fits your needs. Call us today for an appointment to discuss what we can do for you. Call us at 334-874-8324. That's 334-874-8324.
Isn't it about time to reclaim your earth? We're talking about your land. Maybe it's your hunting land, or maybe it's your backyard, or even a cozy little spot down by the creek. It's all grown up. You need to call Jeff Denmark. He's got this monster machine that'll eat that scrub brush like a hound dog eating a ham ball. It'll tear through an acre of heavy brush undergrowth and even small trees in no time flat. Denmark Tree Service has also expanded their capabilities with all types of land clearing, whether it requires a forestry mulcher or a dozer and excavator for larger clearing jobs. Grapple trucks capable of loading and hauling most any type of debris. And of course, specializing in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding. When old Jeff Denmark clears your land, it'll look like a state park when he gets done. Find out more. Call Jeff Denmark at Denmark Tree Service at 334-239.
1490 WHBB Viewpoint, you're on air.
Hey, Randy, I think everybody, Democrat or Republican, is wondering when are they ever going to quit playing games with the citizens of this country and end what they're calling a shutdown. The only way that we could hold those lawmakers or whatever
hold themselves accountable is to vote them out of office. I mean, every one of them when election comes up. Here's the problem. We've got too many voters that are so much more idiotic than those people that they are not voting for, that they will put them right back in office and not even remember to hold them accountable for what they're doing to the citizens of this country right now. And so they're going to continue to turn their backs on the citizens. I don't see how they in good conscience can lay their heads down at night and sleep knowing that they're firing people. And I'm talking about Republicans and Democrats, putting them out of work, and the soldiers fighting for our country but not getting paid for it. And they keep saying that they're going to probably get back pay, at least some of them. Well, that's just going to put us further and further in the hole, because where's all that money going to come from? I'm sure that they're not even thinking about that. But again, they should not be allowed to get a salary, and they should also go back to the beginning of this so-called shutdown and make them repay what they've got from day one. If people are not getting angry about this thing, there's something wrong with the people that are supposed to be holding them accountable. And Donald Trump, you know, I voted for him. I'm not going to lie to you, but I didn't think he was as crazy as he is. A lot of people say, well, he's doing what's good for this country, putting people out of work, threatening to use our armies and so forth, in addition to the National Guard to go into cities and say that they're stopping crime. People are going to be criminals no matter what they are facing. They're just going to do it under the cloak of the dark. But again, he may be the sole one that's ever used executive orders as much as he has. Why don't he sign an executive order that says immediately they will not be paid until they end this thing? And I bet you in a few weeks they'll start realizing how the citizens of this country feel. Of course, they have already got millions in the bank, so I don't know if it bother them or not. But he needs to start thinking about the citizens of our country instead of what they're wanting for themselves. He's supposed to be representing us, not themselves. And I wonder right now whether any of them, Democrat or Republican, care about the ones that they're supposed to be representing. But again, people, whenever election comes up, every one of them ought to be put out of office for what they're doing to us now. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling. 875-1490 and 1492 are the numbers to call if you have comments or questions. At the last several years, actually, the public's confidence in national government and national media has steadily been on the decline. In fact, I understand the media's approval rating is less than Congress now. The people trust the mainstream legacy media. I'm not talking about one or two individuals. I'm saying the majority, according to all of the research, the majority of people and the majority of voters have lost confidence and trust in national media, legacy media particularly. You know, the big boys. You know, they can do now, don't get me wrong, because they have the ability and they have the expertise in the history when they want to. They can do it right. They know how to do it right. But the media landscape is not the same landscape that existed in the 60s. It was largely because of the media to a great extent that helped the voting rights movement and the civil rights movement in the late 50s, from the mid 50s, from the Montgomery bus boycott up through the Selma to Montgomery March. The attitude and the best practices of your legacy media. Well, during that time, you had what, ABC, NBC, CBS in terms of television and radio networks. And each major city had two newspapers. You know, that stopped back in the 80s. So a lot of things have changed. Now we got hundreds of choices for media. Viewpoint, you're on the air.
Yeah, we had a call back. I agree with that last call, but I got to a point. You know, like I had again, having the same truth for all came to go do what the day on politics and the day on non-profit it can't be. Now, if the day on the big politicians and governors and mayors and stuff that do the damn job and not having people and, stand up by it for the people and put them in there instead of the illegals, we wouldn't be in that thing on problem. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I tell you what, if Newsom and all the rest of the idiots could only see by how they got, how bad they got their election and making each other look damn thing, it would be shameful. I don't see how that family could stand by it. It would be, they would look up to them. Now, if I'm getting paid by like the money I didn't pay for. Damn. You would think by it, I'm going to have been on conversation today on decency by it to be the back. You think Sunday, but it depends on that thing on composition. Well, if I can't do my dang on job, so I'm going to stand up there and do what I said I'm going to do the whole while I was elected to the damn job. I'll be showing by here, even show my face to somebody might shoot me. That might be the reason why you can't find me nowhere.
Well, no, there's no shame now. There's no shame in their game. They're not, because they're getting paid. There's no shame.
Well, seriously. Who paid the governor?
This the people, no doubt. I got some other folks trying to get through, but thank you for calling. Viewpoint, you're on the air. Turn your radio down, please.
Ren, do you have any more tickets to the fair?
I'll be giving away once a morning for the rest of the week. So I've already given my quota for this morning. So just stay tuned, and I'll have some more tomorrow through Friday.
Okay, thank you, Ren.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. 875-1490 and 1492. We're under 2 minutes. And again, this evening, Vaughn Regional Medical Center having their trunk or treat, 6 p.m. from 6 until 7. And so congratulations to Miss Jackie Coleman. She ripped us off for a 4-pack, family 4-pack of tickets to the Central Alabama Fair. And we'll give some more tickets away as the week continues. Thank you for listening. And for those who call, thank you for calling and participating. And for those who don't, I get it all the time, and I want to, again, I have to stop and thank people, who stop me many times and say, yeah, we listen to you every morning. And so, so thank you for listening. And again, when people say that, it makes me gets me on my toes. It means that I know I better do my job right, because I don't want to be in that misinformation business. And I tell you what, you got to really be careful on, and I hate to call them out, but there's some companies, I'll tell you, some big companies on the internet that put some real false stories, the headlines. How many times have you seen, for instance, just as an example, when they say a star has died and the star is not dead? That's again, I'm laughing, but it's not funny because a lot of people buy into that. And before it's over, they're making a pitch for money for something, to sell you something, huh? Anyway, stay tuned for Fox News up next on WHBB Selma. I'll see you tomorrow morning. The good Lord willing. Have a good day.
From the National Hurricane Center, I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. It says take action now to save your life. That new update comes on Melissa, a Category 5 hurricane that's the strongest ever to hit the island with 180-mile-an-hour winds.